Yeah, always.
You only have the one though, don't you?
I have a gray one, but it's a little small on me.
I was gonna say, I always see you wearing that. Oh, how's it been going, dude?
Not bad. I mean, everything's kind of the same over here still, besides the little things, grocery stores and stuff. But
What county are you in?
Forsyth.
Yeah, because
So
they've closed down Mecklenburg, which is like where the gym is, and I'm
yeah,
just above it, so it's not been closed down yet.
I know they did Mecklenburg, and then so Winston-Salem just shut down. But I guess Forsyth County, I guess county and this city do it differently. So
Huh? So are you still working?
yeah, we're still working. I guess construction's essential.
Yeah.
It's essential. I guess it's essential until they just really tell us to all just stay in the house and don't come outside.
Do you think they'll do that?
If it gets really bad, I mean, you look in New York, New York's pretty much on the brink of just shutting down. I mean, I know, yeah, China has it under control because they were so forceful with everybody and pretty much.
Yeah, but did you see I watched a video on YouTube that said there's 21 million less cell phone users in China now.
Yeah, dude, they're completely locked down.
Yeah, but that would also say a lot more people died than was reported.
Right, yeah. I mean, they're not going to tell us how many people died, dude.
No.
God.
One of my, I don't think he's on here yet. He probably will join up. One of my guys in the UK, he's got it, I think, at the moment. And he said it's pretty shitty. He said it comes in waves.
Yeah.
He said he was feeling better and then feeling worse again.
So what does he just fights it at home, or does he have to go into the doctor?
No, he's still at home, but he said he got a little bit of a flu for a few days, and then he started to feel better, and then it came back a lot worse. I don't know, dude, it's pretty rough.
From what I've heard, people are comparing it to the flu, but from what I've heard, it's shit. When you get it, it's horrible.
Yeah, well,
it's way more like pneumonia.
Well, that's what I hear, and that would really suck.
Yeah, dude, that's not good. But
especially with I was looking up hacks on how to make a CPAP into a respirator. It seems to be possible.
It could work. I mean, it works on the kind of the same thing. It's pressurized air.
Yeah, you need a few extra little. I was looking it up on Reddit. You need an extra couple of pieces, but you can figure it out, I think.
Damn, that makes sense. So what you been doing during the quarantine, dude?
About the same as about always do. Just freaking going on here, doing stuff with my daughter. We're about to go down to the water now.
Okay.
Down to the water, back to the house. Down to the water, back to the house. That's about it, dude.
You broken that home equipment at all yet?
No, I still gotta get the calf raise fully set up. That thing, it's got a 400-pound stack.
Dude, you can't slack on the calf raise.
I know. That's what I need. I need the calves. How about your gym?
They're closing down to the public today, but talking to the owner, I'm hoping I can work something out with him. Kind of keeping it open for some people. So
it's a real tricky situation. I know I hate to be in that situation now. That's why I'm glad I totally leave. But you can get into a lot of trouble for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, from what they said, with them just now shutting down Winston, if you're caught out without some type of work permit or something, it's a Class 2 misdemeanor. So I guess they're taking it seriously, dude.
How far is the gym from your house?
It's about 20 minutes, so it's not too bad.
How's the wife been doing?
She's good, dude. I mean, same as always, focused. Getting her work in, getting her steps in. So
yeah. Has she got another show planned up? I think she sent me some information to one show that's scheduled, right?
Yeah, she was. She wanted to do New York Pro,
mm-hmm.
but New York's the shit, dude, and like I think I'm pretty sure they're gonna cancel that. Like it's May 16th, I think. So, uh,
I bet, dude. I've had all my people who are getting ready even for the Junior USA's. I've just kind of diet and everything stays the same, but we kind of stepped off the gas a little bit for the next couple of weeks just to see how it goes.
right. I mean, you can't just go full throttle right now because shows could be canceled for who knows how long.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, I did all this shit, and now it's
right. I need a break.
What about going to the Larry, what about going to the grocery store? I've still gone to the grocery store a little bit, but I got like a thing of disposable gloves in the car, which I put on when I go out, and then I throw them off, and I just try and avoid people.
Yeah, I need to pick up some gloves or something. You can't find gloves, you can't find hand sanitizer, you can't find alcohol.
Dude, I think it's all a joke anyway because it's in the air, the droplets.
Right.
So the whole hand washing thing kind of.
If it's in the air and like, dude, this stuff lasts so long on like surfaces that you have to disinfect it all the time and like disinfect perfectly.
I don't think it's possible to stop it at all. But how's the food situation been? You still been able to get everything you need?
Oh yeah, it's not too bad. Besides,
look at that. Larry's asking about where you're living.
Yeah, in Winston, like, yeah, we can still go to the grocery stores, I think, but I'm not sure how they're doing it. I've just read a couple articles so far where they're saying it's a shelter in place, so you can go anything you need, like grocery store or emergency like hospital visits, yeah, pharmacy. And then like if you're going to like jog or go on a walk. But
yeah, so in the UK, I hear you're allowed to go out for like a 20-minute walk once a day or something crazy like that.
Yeah, dude, like we have a bunch of limits on it, so that's kind of where it's going here. And then I know like certain works are giving out like permits, so if they're pulled over or whatever, I guess they show them permits.
So the real question would it have been better just to totally ignore the virus, let the people who are going to die anyway, and just keep on?
I mean, it's a good question, but I guess we can't sit back and just let everybody die.
But would everybody die?
Nah, I get, according to all the Facebook doctors, it's just the old, so I guess we'd be good.
Yeah, besides like if you got high blood pressure and stuff like that, I guess, but.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. Is it worth like destroying our current civilization to this degree to try and quarantine people to something that's probably going to be always around?
That's the thing, because like what the outcome of all this, like the virus is going to do but so much, but what's happening to our economy and like just the things to come, that's where like we're going to find our real problems.
Yes, we will. But you'll be good, won't you? Because construction is always required.
Yeah, construction never stops, and it'll probably be more of it afterwards. So, who knows, dude? As long as I can work, I'm good.
Yeah, as long as do you have anything at home to train with if they do shut everything down like that?
Nah, but the blocks weigh 100 pounds, so I'm sure I can attach them to something, dude.
It's true. Yeah, that's true.
But dude, I mean, a barbell and some plates would be all you need, you know. So if I can get like 6 plates and a barbell.
Oh yeah, I mean, even a couple 100 pounds of weights and you'd be good. Right,
that's what I'm saying. Like, because I mean, hopefully, like things aren't, you know, if they go to shit and it shuts down, like hopefully it's not shut down for like ever.
Dude. I bet once it shuts down, they don't reopen anytime soon. That's my bet. I bet once they've done it, once they've locked it down, yeah, I guess we'll see.
That's such a freaky thought, dude, because like people can start going crazy. People are already kind of going crazy. Like,
dude, do you know what I find fascinating? So, you know, everybody's got now more time on their hands because they're stuck at home or whatever, right?
Yep.
there is way less Instagram use now. I can see it. I can see even like the views and what people are doing on Instagram has dropped.
Yep.
Probably.
I think people are like doing stuff. They're actually maybe going out and doing stuff. Like, I don't know. It's like now that people are told to be home, it's like they want to revolt against that.
I know it's hilarious. No, I've definitely noticed it. Like the Instagram usage is down by about, I would say 30% from what I can see at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of funny. It's all kind of funny. And then like I see people going like, oh, I can't stay in the house anymore. I got to get out of here. I'm going crazy. Like, y'all are claiming to like eat all the time and be bodybuilders. Like for the last 2 years, I've just sat down and just waited for meals in my house, sitting here watching TV. Like I've lived quarantine.
To me, it doesn't make a huge difference anyway, dude. But
No.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, if that's what you enjoy to do, then it shouldn't be too bad.
Right. Like this isn't hard. Like as long as I have a place to work out, the quarantine won't affect me too much. Like
you know Chris Hollingsworth, right? He does the tanning.
Yeah.
He made a post on Facebook that some people are comparing themselves to Anne Frank.
I saw that.
I was like, I had no words for that comparison.
A lot of people have compared this. They've been like, this is exactly what Nazi Germany did. And I was like,
well,
I don't know.
You're not hiding under the floorboards yet, so
yeah, we're not hiding in fear. We're just trying to keep a virus under control. Like, I mean, so many people do. They're like, they're taking away our rights. So I was like, nah, we're just like, look, they asked us to quarantine ourselves first, and did anybody do it? Nah, nobody did it. So that's why they've mandated it. Like, this isn't the Holocaust.
It's not. No, it's not. But at the same time, because it's got that incubation phase that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's what it is. Like, that's why people need to just listen, just stay home. Like, don't freak out. Just stay home for a little bit and like get what you need. And hopefully they can get under control. But if they don't, bro, that's the issue. If this doesn't get under control,
which I don't think it is, dude.
I mean, like it doesn't look good. Like the news like, every day is always worse.
No, and what I always say, dude, is as I have clients like all over the world, what they report to me is a lot worse than what the news is saying. Put it that way.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of like, that makes sense to me. Cause like, dude, if people start hearing on the news, like things are getting worse and worse and worse, people are just gonna start freaking out, bro. Like,
and that's true. And you know how people are, though? They go the opposite way. They go, oh, yeah, the media is making a panic over nothing. It's like, no, the media is actually keeping it pretty down and low compared to what's actually happening.
I think people have gotten kind of like, they keep saying the media, and I really think they mean like social media or something, like just people like in general, like talking about it. Because the media itself has just said, wash your hands and stay away from people.
Exactly. And then you've got all the specialists who know this and that, and I saw
right.
I saw Dante make a post about what is it? ACE inhibitor might be good against it. Well, ACE inhibitor is good for a bodybuilder to take anyway to protect their heart and kidneys. So,
right.
I was like,
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Anything to help protect against this, dude.
But you know what I find funny, dude, and this is what I told a load of people. I'm like, if you're stuck at home, don't just browse through your Instagram. Do exactly what we're doing right now and actually talk to somebody face to face.
Yeah, do something. I mean, this is time to expand on things. This is time to just get out of your head for a little bit. I mean, it may suck, like being quarantined or whatever the position it is, but I mean, dude, there's a lot of good things that can come out of this. Like, let's be honest. Everybody sat at their job and been like, man, I wish we could just be off for a couple of weeks.
I know. And you know what I always say anyway, how much time do you spend in boxes to start with? So let's say the gym is one box, right? Your house is another box. Your work is one box. All the space between it, you're not actually using that space. You're just driving there, you're driving back.
Right, it's travel time.
So, yeah, so if anything, I think it's an illusion how much less area we have these days. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with that.
It kills me when people go, oh, I'm going on vacation, and then they go to a resort. So they fly in, go to the resort, stay in there, and then fly back. I'm like, why would you just not, stay here and do that?
Right, you can stay here and go to a resort and do that unless you're going to go there and actually do stuff. If you just stay at the resort the whole time. You don't experience much.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, you went to Mexico, but you didn't really.
Right? Yeah, you didn't really went to American Mexico.
Yes. Went from the airplane into a taxi cab to the resort, back into the taxi cab, back onto the airplane, back to America.
The only time spent in Mexico was the taxi cab portion of that. Yeah, dude. But I don't know, man. I hope things just stay. You can only hope for the best, but I guess really at this point you got to continue to prepare that like things are bad.
Do you remember how around Christmas and the start of the year I was like, oh, it's going to be bad, guys, and everybody's like, nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, everybody thought you were the biggest conspiracy theorist. Like, Cornelius, what's he talking about? And I was like, I don't know. Probably right. Buy that much whey protein and rice, like somebody's probably pretty serious about what they're talking about.
And dude, what I posted up online of what I actually did was like 10% of what I actually did.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, look, the thing is, you got ready before everybody else did, and we're just and we're fine. Like everybody now is trying to do what you did a couple months ago.
Yeah, they're all trying, like the home gym thing I posted up.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, oh, it's all sold out. It's a 2-week wait. I'm like, well, I did tell you.
Yeah, exactly. If you just listened back in January, it'd have been good. Dude, trust me. If I had a house, that's the first thing I would have done was bought at least a mat and a barbell, some weights, some dumbbells, and at least been ready in that aspect.
Well, the problem with it is what I found is like once you start getting stuff together, it's like, where do you stop?
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, especially with gym equipment, because you can go all day with that, dude.
You can.
I could buy so much gym equipment. When people are like, well, what's your favorite piece of equipment? I mean, dude.
Exactly.
Go all day with that.
You got to have the basics, but then after that, it's kind of hard to know what you should get and what you shouldn't get. But...
Right. I guess however much room I have, I'll fit what I can in there. But yeah, that's kind of the bad thing about the apartment. But Ariana ordered that whatever you were putting on your page, that total gym, that little sliding bench.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the way. So
it is the weeder thing.
Yeah,
dude, it's actually it's really good. You don't think it's going to be, but it's really good.
The videos that I've seen you put on your story about it, yeah, it looks like it's a good piece of equipment to have around the house.
Yeah, because you can hit it. Literally, you can do like every muscle group, and you can add a tension with the little bands at the bottom. So
right, yeah, so that won't be bad. And got some dumbbells laying around. I have some more dumbbells like at my parents' house, like some 50s and 60s. So nothing much, but it's stuff to have around here.
It's going to be curious, dude. The most annoying question I've been getting lately from clients, because it's like, oh my gosh, they go, what workout should I do at home right now? I'm like, of all the things that's posted up on social media at the moment and on YouTube, of all the things, home workouts is like number one.
I mean, like the thing is, dude, like home workouts, that's basic. First of all, you go to this and do push-ups. Come out. So they work for one. Two, you should know how to do home workouts. I was 11 years old, like doing push-ups. Like, how many push-ups I can do? It's the same thing now. Like, just push-ups, just sit up.
I know. I feel bad when I say this to them because it sounds like I'm blowing them off, but I'm like, literally type it into YouTube and you'll have infinite examples.
Tons. I mean, like, it will not stop. Home workouts, that's just simple. I mean, if you...
What's your news feed like? Is your news feed like mine where everybody is doing something like at home? And...
Oh my God, dude. Like, everybody has their working rubber band. I mean, it's just kind of crazy. Like, if you want to be serious about your home workout, just do it. Get some weights.
Yeah, it's a case of actually doing something.
Right. Yeah. Just what I'm saying. Do something. Squeeze the muscle around, and then get worried if you haven't been to the gym for a couple months. A couple months from now, when you be worried about losing some muscle.
Yes, I tell people all the time, it takes literally weeks until that starts happening.
Yeah.
You'll have like, if you don't train for like 2 weeks, you have like a week where your body has to get. I mean, it's more your nervous system that's getting back onto track than anything. So
right, that's the main thing, and then the recovery period. And that's what they say. Not good for novices though, since they can't visualize the gym equivalent of each exercise. I mean, yeah, I agree, but push-ups,
it is.
can't go wrong with push-ups and sit-ups and air squats and wall sits.
I mean, the hardest one to train at home, I think, it's probably like hamstrings. Hamstrings is a trickier one.
Yeah, that
I mean,
would be tricky.
Yeah, I mean, you got the hip hinge exercises for sure, but beside that, it's kind of tricky.
If you have, parents or a girlfriend or something, just have them hold your legs and just do some GHRs and just sit there and
Exactly.
wear that out, dude. That's what I would do. That'd be the most brutal one.
Dude, my day has been a massive headache, dude. I posted up that freaking a screenshot, like, I'm constantly posting up those screenshots I get, right?
Yeah.
And this guy goes off, this one local coach, he just goes off thinking I'm like personally attacking him. I ended up, number one, first I responded online, then I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. So I took all of that down and I sent him a couple of voice messages. I said, dude, we're going to have to see each other at like shows and stuff. So either I said, what do you want to do? You want a fist fight? We can do that if you want. Do you want to go back and forth online where we post stuff up and try and make each other look stupid? Sounds like a really bad idea to me, but
Yeah, dude, I saw those videos. I was cracking up for sure, because I always find it funny when somebody thinks they're being talked about and they're not.
Dude, it was crazy. It turned out that one snippet that I put up was actually in relation to a client that he had worked with. But dude, I cut out who sends it anyway. I don't put up the client. I don't put up the coach. So
Right. I mean, even like, dude, if somebody's talking about me, I'm not gonna make it known that I know they're talking about me. I just leave it alone, because let them talk, dude. That's how I see it.
yeah, no, I agree. I know. I just laughed so hard because I'm like, out of all the people I've posted up, dude, I posted like a lot of those plans are from like some really well-known people.
Yeah.
No one says anything, yet this guy loses his cool. I'm like, all right.
Right, because I mean, it's only gonna be smaller guys that feel really like, they're important enough to be talked about.
Yeah, dude, I laughed so hard. What did he say? He said, I have 2 clients which I train for free.
Right. Yeah.
I was like,
hey. I mean, like, does nobody, if you just watch one day of your stories, you can see at least 5 or 6 of your clients.
Dude, honestly, most of my clients don't really want to be posted up online, so.
Right. That's the thing, like. Yeah. But hey, dude, I don't know. Somebody's gonna always have at least somebody.
Yeah, there's always somebody who's gonna talk some smack. But how's Ariana doing? Is she getting some inquiries for some lifestyle coaching?
I know she is coaching a couple friends right now. Kind of just going through things. He wants to do it, like that. So she'll start pushing it. I'm telling her continue to push it. Like, just get online, get aggressive. Let people know that you're coaching.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is, dude. And you just have to keep, like I told her, people who usually hire me usually say, I've been following you for at least a year or so. You just got to be a little bit patient with it.
Yeah, I mean, I followed you for a while before I contacted you to hire you.
As you should.
Right.
Dude, I have people who just hit me up and say, oh, I've never followed you before. I was told to hire you. I was like, no.
Like, right. Especially if they know nothing about you, like.
No, it'd be a terrible idea.
Yeah, they may get quick jumping into that.
No, it would make no sense at all. But
yeah.
I don't know, dude. It'll be interesting to see. I'm actually surprised at how few personal trainers have started to push their online stuff. I guess they're still all in shock or something.
Yeah, honestly, your brother made a good point. He was talking about how many like gym personal trainers start jumping online, start pushing their online coaching, and more shitty coaching and just garbage. Yeah.
Well, you know what I always say, dude. I
Oh,
say this. I say if you pay somebody and you get like a training and a diet plan, and it's sensible and that keeps you dedicated and focused, then it's worth every penny. I have no problem with that at all.
right.
Even if it's not a great plan. I just have a problem when people are telling people to take drugs that they have no idea the long-term consequences of, and telling them that they're like supplements. That's my issue.
That's the worst part, and especially like, first time competitors and what coaches are having them take. I mean, there comes a point like you don't have to take that much. And I know people are like, well, it's the client's choice at the end of the day, but like if you don't know anything that you're talking about and you ask a coach who you think knows a lot about what they're talking about and they tell you to take all this stuff, you're gonna take it.
Yeah, well, I use that example all the time. I use that with like more intelligent friends of mine. I'll tell every now and again. I'll just tell them something like totally whack, and they'll believe it at first, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm joking. They're like, oh, I thought that sounded strange, but I wasn't sure.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like even then, like even us who know you, like it's still kind of like really, like
Exactly, and that's my problem with it, dude. Because when you tell clients, look, just take this little yellow pill each day, it's gonna, you might get a little more sweaty. It's gonna help you lose fat, dude.
right,
That's not the whole story.
right, and you have it at these just crazy dosages. Because if somebody doesn't understand what a low dose and high dose is or something, dude, come on, you can't say like, oh, it's still their choice. Like, yeah, dude, I agree. Like people should do their research.
Well,
But
put it this way. I was just talking to like one of the few people. You know who he is. He's written a book. But anyway, he was telling me he had a phone consult, and this girl was just like, yeah, my coach added 90 milligrams of tren in each week because my body type needs it. He didn't change the diet or anything. But the real problem is, this coach was telling me that by talking to her, he realized that she doesn't have any real grasp of nutrition or training at all, like at
yeah,
all, and
see,
that's the problem.
yeah, that's the biggest issue, dude. Is like it used to be people got into this just because they enjoyed a lifestyle of lifting and eating, and you end up going to a next level with it. But I just feel like people jump in just to do drugs. Like I feel like people compete just to have an excuse to do some gear.
Dude, it's so crazy because a lot of people think with how I post that I'm like anti gear, but I'm always like that's not even close to reality. I think
No.
drugs are fantastic on every level, but there's an application, the time for everything. So
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a way to do it. Like, I mean, understand, like, having a first-time client take that many drugs is like, if you have a first-time client who's 160 pounds and you tell them that every day they need to eat 11,000 calories, or and they need to do it now, right now, or it's just over for them. Like, dude, your body is not going to handle it.
no, exactly right. And the problem is that if you tell a client this is side effect free, then they're going to be like, oh, okay, that's cool. But
Right.
there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a free lunch when it comes to that.
Right. I mean, and at that point, you're just straight up lying to a client. That's just fucked up.
Yeah, and that's what the example I use. I say your wife, she won the overalls in America best amateur bikini competitor of 2019, and the only drug she used was bronchate and caffeine pills from CVS.
Right.
And that's the way it should. No, that's wrong. That's not the way it should be, but that's what the base should be like. And
Right.
then, if required down the line, I mean, there are certain needs. If you've got really poor estrogen management or
Yep.
some other issues, then sure. But
100%, 100% agree, dude. Like, especially in a bikini division, like, because you can 100% diet down and get ready for bikini, especially local show, drug free.
yeah, because these girls aren't then. They don't really have a lot of muscle, so it doesn't even make sense to. It's funny because they give them anabolic steroids, which make you gain muscle, and then they do these workouts, which are like super unproductive for gaining muscle. It's kind of
Right.
like
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, if the training and nutrition was there, the result would actually be there too.
it would.
But
But the problem is, if you tell somebody to eat whitefish and asparagus for every meal, that works for a while, and then the body says, fuck you. And that's why that's why they then add in thyroid and all these other things.
Yeah, a whole bunch of fat burners, shit like that. Like, hey, what? I mean, I guess the only thing you can do is just to continue trying to let people know.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I do. I'm about over that anyway. I spent so many hours talking to different people about why like sexual harassment from a coach isn't acceptable. And dude, like, I don't know about you, but some of those coaches and what they were saying to people's wives, just absolutely crazy.
And the fact that there's people like those were people's wives, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean, I don't know how those husbands handled it, but me, bro, like, I'm playing around with that. Like, if somebody is sitting here like telling my wife to take the rest of her clothes off, like, I'll be at the gym. Thank you, bro. I promise you that. I'll kill you.
No, I 100%. Dude, the one coach, he was basically saying, like, if you send me extra pictures, I will reward you with cheat food.
That's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm. And I have the messages. With the coach's name and everything, all on it. I mean, it's just like...
I mean, dude, you can... Like, that right there is a whole lawsuit in itself. Like,
dude, people don't realize how many... Nearly all of this could be a lawsuit. Anything.
Yeah. I mean, that's just wild. I mean, but that just goes to show you, like, you gotta pick your coaches. You can't just pick anybody, like.
Yeah, but here's my thing, dude. When I started, I'm 34, like in a week or so, but I started training when I was 13, dude. I remember when I was around 20, early 20s, there were a couple of coaches like Dante and a couple of others, but generally nobody had a coach. We all went on forums, we talk, and we just kind of worked it out ourselves.
Yep.
Now it seems like you have to have a coach, otherwise you're doing something wrong, which is absurd.
Right. Yeah, this is still 100% like, it can be done like on your own. I know a lot of good competitors who prep themselves and do this on their own.
Of course.
I mean, the dude, the bodybuilder who won the overall in Miami, he prepped himself and got himself ready for that. Like,
yeah, I mean,
guys do it all the time.
But that's what really kills me, dude. That's why literally now when people DM me and ask me what are your rates, I say sorry, I'm full, because I'm like, if that's a factor for you, I mean, I understand that money is a factor for people. Don't get me wrong, but if that's a factor for you, it's a waste of money probably in the first place to have any coach. You should just do it yourself.
Right. I mean, and that's very true, dude. Because like, but when I was set in on like, I was like, okay, this is who I'm gonna go to him for coaching. Like, you could have told me any number for price, and I've been like, all right, I'll send it over today. Like, because me, like, I come from sports where you've always had a coach, bro. Like,
yeah,
comfortability that makes sense in my, like, how I want to do things. I don't want to make mistakes. I want to go to somebody who's seen it all, and
then get a good plan. Yeah, but these people who are like, oh, I'm coach shopping. I'm like, so it's like you're saying I'm doctor shopping, psychologist shopping, like all at once.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't make, and what people don't think, like, people when they're in between coaches, say they fired a coach or whatever, or been let go, like, it's like bodybuilding stops for them. Like, the meals stop. Like, oh, what do I eat? How do I train? Like,
I know, dude. And then I mean, I always say this. That's why I don't do one-time plans anymore. I'm like, I just feel like I'm taking people's money for nothing. I mean,
right.
Yeah, no, like, you want a training plan and like a one-time diet plan, dude? I mean, it takes me like 30 seconds.
Right, yeah. I mean, the diet plans, because everybody does diet plans now, bro. I mean, everything's copying.
Exactly. Like Jeffrey just said, they really should. I think out of anything, this should be regulated.
Yeah, actually.
Because if you think about it, I mean, you can't just say you're a psychologist. You can't go and say you're a physical therapist or an athletic trainer or any of those things, but you can say I'm a coach for everything.
Right, yeah, I'm a coach for everything. Come to me, because you can't just be a bodybuilding coach. You have to handle people.
Yeah, and that's what I say. But I mean, that's what makes it all so crazy to me, and that's why I have these people who are. Dude, I had some very hateful messages today. oh, it's up to the client to decide, to do the research before taking any drugs and all of this. I'm like, well, no, because you are paying money for this coach's expertise. So
Right.
if he says something's good, you're probably going to listen.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That comes right back to the fact of, if you don't know any better and you're coming to a coach whom you trust,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, this is safe, take this, and they're giving you doses that are detrimental to your health, it's not your fault.
No, and dude, it's like these coaches who have like set programs. I don't know. I just don't know how. You know how I do it. I'm like, so what are your goals? What have you been thinking? What are your thoughts?
Right.
What were you thinking of doing? And then from there, we then discuss a little bit, and then you come up with whatever you think is a good idea for yourself.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything. Yeah. Set in plan. 50.
Yeah, it's but I think that's the way it should be, though. That the coach discusses. You say, look, I've been thinking about using. Let's say a girl says, I've been thinking about using Anavar.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say, and I mean, for what purpose would you? What do you think it's going to do for you? And then what do you think are the possible negative side effects? Do you really think it's worth it? And then you have a conversation. And then at the end of the conversation, if that client wants to use it, by all means, I have nothing against anyone, really, but you just need to know what you're doing before you embark.
Right. Yeah. You need to know what you're getting into. Like, I mean, it's like I say, like you sacrifice a little bit, like you're sacrificing something. So understand, like,
yeah,
because there's no healthy side effects that really.
No. And here's my biggest thing. There are shows basically, at the moment they're not the virus, but in general there are shows year round. Why are you trying to put 24 weeks into 12 weeks?
I think your microphone cut out a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
I said, why would you put 24 weeks worth of work into 12? That's what so many people try and do.
Right. Yeah, and it is like, people don't want prep for a long time anymore either. Like, so many guys are against like prepping into that 30-week range. Like, I enjoy a long prep. I don't want a 12 or 16-week prep, dude. Like,
yeah, because it shouldn't be like this huge polar opposite. All right, actually, there's a very well-known coach. He was actually an Olympian, and he worked with a guy I know, real big guy, super heavy. I mean, huge guy.
yeah.
And this guy, this Olympian, had him basically running, I think it was like a combination of 3 grams year round, like a gram a tren year round. And then he had him go really, really high on the calories, get pretty fat. And then as soon as the diet started, dude, it was like, bang, 2,000 calories, even though he's like a 280-pound man.
Come on. That's just crazy. That's a crazy switch and calories like that. Straight into prep?
Yeah, straight from it. From left to right. That's how they did it.
Shit. Damn.
Yeah. He's a well-known Olympian. Yeah.
Well, damn. I don't know if I could do that, but.
No, I mean, what would be the point of that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know why they did that.
Oh, dude, it's crazy, but that's why. How long did your wife diet for? We dieted for a good long while, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think each like diet we did was right around like 20 weeks, I think. 20 weeks. So yeah, each one. This past one, still dieted for a while.
And she didn't have a white fish and asparagus diet either.
No, I her diet. If anybody follows her, they see her diet, and I mean, she was eating good. Even then, even 3 weeks out, she was still eating good.
As you should be. I mean, you should only really have to kind of go a little bit more hardcore. Perhaps the last few days, if you're trying to get rid of a little bit of excess water for a division like bikini, where you're not really trying to fill out.
Right, exactly. And I think a lot of people miss that in bikini.
Yeah, I see these protocols that you would use on a bodybuilder.
Yep.
However, a bikini body is not a bodybuilder body, so you're not trying to achieve the same look at all. I mean,
No, not at all. Like, I mean, so many people like, and these are coming from the coaches, like trying to deplete them down and then load them up and pumping up backstage and all the crazy stuff that you see bodybuilders doing, and then they get on stage and they look real hard and just the look isn't there.
Dude, I just have the craziest protocols, dude. Like I said, one well-known guy, he's got his guys running 200 milligrams of Winstrol per day for the last few weeks as like a standard thing. Just like, and there's a coach out in around Nevada who I told you he had one client in his early 30s die from heart failure right after his show, and then another one of his clients is in heart failure in his early 30s. I'm not sure if he's still alive or dead, but I mean,
that goes right back to like coaches needing to be regulated, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm just surprised people don't start suing people. And dude, I've spent so much energy like the past 2 weeks, not like trying to get new clients, but literally convincing people that they've been ripped off.
Right. No, seriously. Like, I mean, dude, when I was looking for a coach, like, it never made sense to me. Like, I see different competitors who have like coaching, which is cool. Like, I know there's some competitors out there who are good, but all those competitors had a coach.
Yeah.
And like, to me, why would I go to somebody right now to prep with them when their coach is prepping them? Like, to me, in my head, like, I'm just going to go to the coach who's prepping them because that just makes more sense.
It does, and I see that, dude. I see that on all the levels actually, which I find kind of surprising. But I even see that on the pro level. It's strange.
Yeah. So,
well,
no.
That's what I was telling your wife. She's gonna be a fantastic online wellness coach and competition. I mean, that like I told her, we'll go over it, and I'll help her in the last few weeks with her clients because it's not super complicated. But until you get the eye for it, it takes a little bit.
Right. No, I agree. But no, I think she'd be great at it. Honestly, she works well with people.
Of course, and she's actually a dietitian, so she should be doing it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Just right up her alley where she's.
I mean, that's the worst thing, and that's another thing I keep slamming these coaches for. It's like their initial plan. Dude, everybody has like an initial, where you send out how you're meant to prepare food, all this kind of stuff. The basics.
Right.
It's amazing how many coaches who have a lot of clients, it looks like they just kind of pieced it together in like 5 minutes in like a rush.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, that's all plan. Look, the plans I see coaches give out look like the plans that like I would like make up for my little personal training clients. Like when I first started working in a gym.
Yeah.
I would like go home and like copy and paste some stuff on a sheet, like give them a rough draft, and like give it to them like within a couple minutes. Like the plans look the same.
Exactly, and I mean, like we've talked about before, the real coaching comes as time goes by and the adjustments are made and psychologically you're managed. But still, if this is your job, your initial stuff should look somewhat professional, I would say.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. No. Exactly, dude. Like, anytime you're getting into something that you consider to be your business, it should be, professional.
Imagine that you're like $1,500, and then you send this copy and paste plan that looks kind of really kind of put together, and then you start sexually harassing and say, "Hey, listen, you send me this and this pictures, and I'll treat you with a cheat meal."
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's just look. That shit right there. Those guys they just got to get out of this sport, man, because they just shut it down.
You'd be surprised at some of them. Well, I actually send you over screenshots who they actually are. I send it over to some people. But dude, the very last thing I want is exactly what I had today, like this headache of where someone's going back and forth and I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Stop.
Dude. But like I said, when you start calling people out, like somebody's gonna think it's about them. Somebody's gonna get butthurt, even though it's not about them. Like,
hey, even if it is about them, if I'm not naming you specifically. But
it's one of those things. If the shoe fits, I mean,
you're like the third person who said that today.
You feel me? Like you weren't saying anything about them, but it still holds true about them. Like
it does, dude. I remember DNP used to be a drug that was very kind of. it wasn't really used a lot, and some extreme guys use it, and I have nothing wrong with it. I think it's a fine drug used correctly. But then suddenly, thanks to, and I think Tony Huge does have something to do with this, suddenly people started using it like all the time,
Right.
and girls started using it. It's just,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, using like, but that's the thing with everything is like it's all abused.
Exactly. That's why exactly.
Everything's abused, bro, and like that's why nothing can be used well anymore. Because like a lot of this stuff are very useful tools to use in the sport, but like just like anything, food, anything you want to abuse, like it'll ruin you.
Well, that's why I've been sending people to that frontline alternative medicine, because at least then they have a script and they have something that's, something that's legitimate, and they don't have to risk both. I mean, you can get in legal trouble for having stuff like that.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, it's like a Schedule II substance or something, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so these coaches are. I've seen plans, dudes, where the supplements are included with the monthly coaching.
No, come on.
And the coach I was talking about today, actually, it does that.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
So what? Like, they're just using coaching to push their drugs?
Well, partially, yeah. In the UK, that was always a big thing. Like a lot of the little small gyms were, but over there, the legality is completely different too.
Yeah, so I think it's a little bit different, right?
It's a lot different.
from what I've heard, pretty strict over here.
Well, put it this way, I've got one friend who was he got in a lot of trouble for selling some peptides. Had another friend who got in a load of trouble for selling like some bath salts over here. I mean, going to jail trouble is what I'm talking about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, much different, to say the least. But your mic's jacked, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it the reception out here?
No, I'm not sure if it's just like the mic just like muffles up. Kind of
Maybe
weird.
I'm putting my hand in the wrong place.
Yeah, you might. That's what something's covering it up.
Yeah, I think I was just talking. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I was covering the mic. Dude, have you noticed a big difference on your own Instagram when you look at how people are posting stories? What have you noticed with that? Because I've noticed a couple of things.
Not really. I mean, honestly, the people kind of doing like, they just seem bored. They seem like they don't know what to do.
It is funny, isn't it? How long do you think people can be quarantined? I actually was asking this question the other day. I'm wondering what's going to happen with the suicide rate now. I bet it'll skyrocket.
That's what people have been saying, bro. Like, and I guarantee it is, because like being stuck alone, like if you're not happy, bro, it's probably the worst thing. The worst thing that's going to be going on. Suicide, crime's going to go way up, because look, this is why it's probably smart to have guns, because once if they can't get any food or supplies anymore, bro.
Oh yeah. I told you, I have that client in where is she again? In Denmark, and she built like the most beautiful home gym in this shed last week. It looked fantastic. Somebody just smashed down the doors and stole everything.
Come on, bro. You're kidding me.
No. Like it was all like sponsored by Rogue, the best.
Yeah.
The best equipment.
Oh, that's awful.
It's yeah.
That makes me sad for them, bro. I know that was funny.
No, it's just crazy, dude. And owning a gym right now is crazy. And I made a post about it earlier, because I'm like, if you appreciate your gym in general, then now canceling your membership is like the worst, most douchey thing you can possibly do.
Seriously, okay. So I've seen people like talking about, oh, well, I hope my gym refunds me while we're not working or whatever. Like, Dude, your big gyms, sure, they can take this hit and they're fine. But your small gyms, dude, your $30, just act like the gym's okay and pay your $30. Like it's not gonna mess you up, but it'll mess that gym up. Like,
Oh, dude, I that's what I tried to explain. Like, Elite has a 7,000 to 8,000 per month overhead.
right, yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it takes a lot to run a gym. It's like a restaurant. Like, it takes a lot of money.
It takes a lot. So I mean, if people go, oh, I always love this. Well, I'm gonna just take a couple of months off and I'll sign back up after the virus. It's like, yeah, great, but if 100 people do that,
Right, there's gonna be no gym to sign back up at.
No, it'll all be Planet Fitnesses and LA Fitnesses.
I go crazy, bro. That's the only place I had to train.
Which gym do you train at again?
It's this gym right here. It's called Rec Power. So it's just a small little gym. Kind of reminds me of Elite. It's nice.
I like the name of it.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. That's fun. Let's check this place out.
I'll have to once it's all done, said and done, I'll have to come over. We'll do a workout. I'll check it out.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. Actually, that'd be real cool. You'd like the gym. I think they're gonna move to a spot that's a little bit bigger. They were gonna move it at the end of this month. That's kind of, I guess that's been postponed with all this shit going on. So,
Dude, I
yeah,
have a buddy who literally just opened the gym like last week.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
he's over by the coast as well in North Carolina, north or south, I forget.
But yeah, by the coast.
Damn, dude. I hope he can weather through this. That's a
Oh, it's absolutely
terrible time.
It is absolutely nuts, dude. So how much meat and stuff did you stock up on?
We were able to stock up on like a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't, dude. I didn't stock up in tons and tons. I don't think that's going to be such an issue. People are going nuts with that.
I don't think so either. And I have a good amount of deer meat stocked up, but also like that's the thing too, dude. Like if I run out of meat, I'll just go sit in the woods somewhere. Like
yeah. The issue is, dude. People from owning a gym, I can tell you that a lot of people don't have $45 in the bank account on a Thursday, so they have to wait for Friday for them to get the money. So if you're living like paycheck to paycheck like that asshole who begged me for $1,500 last year, you know, who was an old member, he begged me, and I was like, fuck, all right, I guess. So I lent it to him, and he only ever paid me back $380. But dude, and the best part is his son also bent my only really good power bar in Elite too. It was just like a double whammy. I'm like, what the hell,
dude?
And then he had a chance to make it better because he does roofing and construction, and my brother's house, which we're trying to sell, needed some work done.
Yeah.
But when he owed the real estate agent work, and obviously he owed me money. But because I had called him out and I basically called him a dick for not paying me in a year, he refused to go and do the work.
He should have just accepted the fact that he was a dickhead and been like, okay, but I'll hook you up on. People tell me, but look, from what I've learned, that's just gonna be people.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. You help some, and then some. You know, that's just how it goes.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some, dude.
Meh. Goes like that. Put it this way, I just got told the old R8 is fixed, so I'm like, yeah.
It's been like what, 2 months, huh?
Yeah, because I had to wait for I've got $1,000 deductible, which is super great because it was $13,000 worth of cosmetic damage.
Oh my
from one
God.
of those white posts. From one white post.
That was just the damage? That was that much?
Yeah, because the frame and everything is made out of fiberglass and it's so expensive. So
yeah. Damn, that sucks. But the wrap's on it now, so.
No, the wrap's actually off. That's an old video, but I just put it up because.
Oh, I thought you were still getting the new one on it.
Yeah, they never got back to me with the final design. Honestly, dude, between you and me, I probably may end up just selling it, and I don't know.
And once you've done like 180 and stuff a few times on the roads, it's like, dude, I have a speeding ticket for doing like 83 or something in 65. That's bad enough already. So
yeah, that's dude. You get on. Well, first of all, bro, if you pass a cop going 180, the dude is just trying to crawl ahead. The most they can do is try to crawl.
I had that before, dude. I was doing 160 and the radar went off and I saw the cop at the side of the road, so I just sped up.
Yeah, dude, because, I mean, what are you going to do at that point? You can't slow down in time, so you might as well just blast by him.
Yeah, because you're done.
Sure can't come after you at that speed.
No, and there is actually a law where they're not meant to, unless they think you've committed an actual crime, they're not meant to, like, chase you.
Right, yeah, there it is. So, yeah, good decision on speeding up.
Oh, that's dude. Did you see how my client there, Brendan, blew out his bicep the other day?
Oh, dude, I was watching the video too, and like when I tell you, bro, that's my worst fear. Like my worst fear, bicep tear.
Bicep tear sucks. That's why I always say don't do double under. Under over, I should say. Just use straps.
I always use straps. Like even though like people give me some shit for it, like why using straps? Like, dude, this bodybuilding. Like if I was a powerlifter, sure, I would just do it the other way. But I'm just trying to build a back and some hamstring. Like I don't too much care about the grip strength part.
Yeah. Plus, dude, what happens, and from years and years of doing that, you get a little asymmetrical from where one side is turned and one side is not. I definitely noticed that in my own body.
Dude, when I was 14 years old and we were in I was in my first school lifting class, like with the coaches, and they were having us do that, and that was the first thing I asked. I was like, if I have one hand this way, I was like, one part of my back, the other side of my hand right way. And they were like, nah, dude, your back will be perfectly fine. Like, keep it like that.
It does stimulate it, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, it has to.
Tricep sucks. Yeah, man. Tearing tricep does suck. I did that one and the pec. The pec's worse, though. Pec's worse than tricep.
Those both sound awful, bro.
Both suck. Yeah, but my brother tore his pec now, and I guess he's not going to get it fixed or whatever, so it's going to kind of suck for him because his pec is going to be all messed up.
Wait, who did?
My brother.
Oh, he tore his pec?
Yeah. He said he was benching 4 plates or whatever, and on the 5th rep, he tore the tendon, and they did the MRI, and they said, yeah, we really do suggest doing a surgery, but he's not going to do it. Plus, it's real hard to get a surgery at this time anyway with all the coronavirus.
Yeah, dude, that sucks. I hate any type of injury, bro. Like, yeah. I've been through my injuries, and they suck. I mean,
mentally and physically, for sure.
I do feel bad for your client though, because I mean that video was just.
Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, right off the bone. Yeah, Jeffrey, that's what I did too. The tendon came straight off the bone on both the tricep and the pectoral. It definitely sucks.
Yeah, it's no fun, dude. That's no fun, especially when the look changes like that too.
Yeah, it's no good. Is your girl off work yet? Tore off tendon, noticing. Tore off tendon. Yeah, the tendon came off the bone, Jeffrey, like the actual tendon.
Oh.
Yeah, so that sucked. That and the tendon can regrow. Well, they reattach it, so you can see the scar there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just they reattach it. I mean, I can just feel where the sutures attach the tendon in against the bone. I mean, it's fine, but I definitely what I notice the most is, let's say if I take a week